Hey, I'm Ethan,
And I'm Isaac.
and this is All Things Video, a podcast that covers everything you need to know about leveraging video content for your business.
Join us as we discuss the latest tools, trends, and tactics in video marketing.
Let's get started. Welcome back to the All Things Video podcast. We have a great episode lined up for you today, and we're really excited to dive in. But before we do, Isaac, I think it's kind of become our custom to ask each other a question at the beginning of every episode. So today's question I have for you, what is your favorite video project you have ever been involved in?
This is a tough one, seeing I've probably put out over maybe 200 videos.
Hundreds, yeah.
I mean, yeah, maybe even more than that. But I think the first one that comes to mind is a documentary that I did as a passion project. It's called Born to Fish, and it was actually of my now father-in-law. At the time, he was not my father-in-law, but just shot I think it's around a 4-minute mini documentary of him and his fishing guide business. And it's just one of those kind of passions I had and something I dreamed about for a long time. So seeing that actually come to fruition and having it turn out as well as it did, I think that would be the top of my charts.
Now, be honest, was this like a strategy to get in his good standing so you could marry his daughter?
I think it was all part of the mission.
I mean, it worked.
It was on the roadmap to success, and I got there. So, yeah. What about you, man?
Nice.
I mean, you've been in this even longer than I have. So,
Yeah. Man, I don't know. I didn't think about this ahead of time. I love every video project that we're involved in just because you can look at the higher level, and even if it's not a specific topic that you're passionate about, I love seeing our clients just light up when they see the videos and see, okay, we can take these videos now and actually make a difference, reach more people in our business, or make communication easier internally, or whatever the case may be. One specific one that comes to mind, I don't think we can actually name the client, but last year we were able to do a beer commercial. That was a pretty fun project to be on. Got a bunch of friends together and some pickup trucks and lit a bonfire and had some tackle football, and it was just a great, really fun project to be involved on.
Yeah.
So
I'm really excited for today's topic, and the topic for today's episode is why your content isn't getting results. There can be many reasons for this, but today we're going to go through 4 reasons why it isn't getting results, and then 5 steps to help you get the results you desire. Yep. So Ethan, you want to walk us through that first point?
Yeah, first of all, I just want to be empathetic to anybody in this situation, because it's super frustrating to be putting out consistent content and getting 20 views on it and 2 likes on your posts.
Yeah.
It can be really disheartening. And so we want to help you through that today and provide some solutions. 4 reasons that your content might be being ignored or not getting the results that you're looking for. The first one is just that possibly your content isn't offering value to your audience. We see this a lot where people are consistently posting videos, which is good, but they're not valuable videos. They might just be focusing on themselves as the business and talking all about themselves and the services that they offer and how long they've been in business. But if you're not actually producing value, there's no incentive at all for people to watch your content, or much less likely to engage with your content by liking or sharing.
Yeah, a lot of people have potential to, like you said, make content about themselves and their company. And sometimes you could even be providing value, but to the wrong people. So you also need to keep that in mind of who's your target audience, who are you trying to sell to, and what's going to be valuable to them.
Second reason is your audience might not be able to find your content. Maybe you're just posting it on one platform and you don't have a huge following there. But maybe a lot of people in your audience are on a different platform. Maybe you're posting on Facebook and they're all hanging out on Instagram or Twitter or LinkedIn.
Yep.
So it's important to make sure that you're really taking a shotgun approach and getting it on as many platforms as possible, and building followings on multiple platforms.
Absolutely. I mean, some people might only post on LinkedIn, but LinkedIn is for business professionals. So if your ideal customer is just a regular person who's not in the same industry, why are you posting only on LinkedIn?
Right.
You got to figure out where your ideal audience is hanging out and then specifically target your content to them. Yep.
Number 3, you're not consistent. This is fairly obvious, but if you're just posting once a month or, every other month, it's not going to have the same effect as if you were posting every single week or multiple times per week on the same days. Really, really important to be consistent.
Yeah, algorithms pick your stuff up more as well if you post more often. So
Yeah,
if you're
that's
on,
true.
if you're doing YouTube, YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Instagram Reels, the more often you post, and also if you're using hashtags, that can be really important as well. Make sure you're targeting those to the right audience, and make sure you're consistent. And then often the algorithms will pick you up faster.
Yep. Number 4, you're not thinking outside the box. Think big, think differently than all of your competitors and what everyone else is doing online. One thing that came to mind when we were talking through this before we hit record was, I'm sure you guys have probably seen the viral videos from this FPV drone pilot. The one that really made him famous, he starts outside really high up and he flies right in through the doors of a bowling alley. He's going between people's legs. He goes all the way down to the back where the pins are knocked over, and he follows a ball down there. And that's just one example of how you can think differently, think outside of the box of, what different perspective can I show here to tell the story?
Yeah, and I don't think it's wrong to follow trends. I think trends can be very helpful for your online presence and actually getting, growing your audience and getting more people to your page. But I think a lot of the times, if all you're doing is following the trends, you're going to look like everyone else, and you're not going to be able to stand out at all if you don't try to create some original content that has original ideas in it.
Yeah, another example I saw just this morning, actually, some famous TikTok influencer. I wasn't familiar with her, but she got scammed by an Airbnb host. Had this girls' trip planned. All of her friends flew in, and they didn't have a place to stay. Somehow Airbnb caught on to this. They saw that it happened. They offered a free stay at this beautiful villa up on the mountain. And the influencer was so thankful that, she made all this video content and shared it. And that was kind of just a unique marketing strategy approach from Airbnb to think, how can we leverage this? Obviously they probably just cared for her as a customer and wanted to provide that, but also they got the benefit of this viral video now of her, and it's just got millions and millions of views just within 24 hours. So a lot of, public press going towards to Airbnb in that situation. Okay, so there's four reasons that your content might not be getting the results that you need or want. So now let's talk about 5 steps to create more engaging content, 5 steps to get the results that you want with your content. You want to go into our first one here, Isaac?
Yeah, I mean, we've already covered this a little bit, but research your target audience. This is so important, and I really can't emphasize it enough. Like I said before, see where your people are hanging out, whether they're on LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, whatever it is. Figure out where they are and target your stuff at them. Figure out what age they are. That can make a huge impact on just seeing who your customers are, what their age is, and then seeing what those people like and where they hang out is super important for, figuring out, again, like you have to have a target to be able to hit it. So knowing exactly who those people are so you can specifically target them with your marketing content.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people think they do this, right? They think they do this because they say, well, I am an e-commerce store and I sell snowboards. So my target audience is snowboarders. I've got that defined. Good to go.
Right.
What they don't realize is you have to go deeper than that. You have to know, not only am I targeting snowboarders, I'm actually targeting 32 to 38-year-old female snowboarders who are also dog owners, who live in Colorado and make $80,000 and above per year. Like, you need to get as specific as possible. That's just going to paint a picture of your customer avatar and help you to market to them better.
Yeah. And I mean, you can do that. The tools are available for you to do that. Even on YouTube and Instagram, you can look at your insights or your YouTube channel page, and you can figure out what gender people are, what age range they are, and actually where they come from, what geographical area they're in. Yeah.
I hate it so much, like how much data these companies have on us.
Yeah.
But as a marketer, I also love it because you can use that to sell more products and services. Okay, so that's the first one. Step 2, find the best place to post your content. Again, we hit on this a little bit, but just make sure that you're posting on the right platforms that actually make sense for you. If you are if you're an author and you're trying to sell books and you're posting on, Facebook, it's probably not going to be quite as good of a fit as Twitter.
Yeah.
If you are, I don't know, what's another example? if you own a local business and you're posting on LinkedIn, also probably not a great option for like a retail application. So just find the best places that your audience is hanging out at and serve them there, provide a ton of content there.
Yeah. And another thing is making sure your content is in the right format for each platform.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people post horizontal videos on vertical platforms. There's a couple of reasons why that's a bad idea. One is that it doesn't look as good. Two is that it doesn't take up as much screen real estate when it's a horizontal video being, cropped in. And three is a lot of the times the algorithms on these platforms actually don't push content that is horizontal as much, which is crazy to think that they have control over that. But it's a real thing, and it's definitely something you should be considering to make sure that each piece of content is in your 60 by 9 or whatever it is for each specific platform to match the algorithm of that platform.
Yeah, it's exhausting to keep up on, but every platform does have its nuances that are required to really thrive there and play the algorithm game. So just be aware of all those things and optimize your content as best as possible. All right, step 3. This is a good one. Answer this question: what are your followers trying to achieve? Most people make the mistake of thinking they know what their followers want to know. They post content that is valuable to themselves, but you really need to think, what are my followers trying to achieve? What do they want? What is valuable to them? What's valuable to them is definitely not you talking about yourself and your services and in your business and your brand. Get into their mindset. Think, if they are that example I gave earlier of a young to middle-aged female snowboarder who's a dog owner, they are looking to escape. They're looking to adventure. They probably have a dog with them. They're looking for a place to stay that's dog friendly, pet friendly, things like that. Get inside their mindset.
Yeah. Companies are rarely successful when they make themselves the hero. And this is, I think, just becoming more and more important, because if you want to stand out in this digital information age where the internet is flooded by video content and photo content, you need to be thinking about the problem and the problem that your customers are facing. Try to get in their head in that respect and say, okay, my customer is really struggling because all of their other snowboards are really poor quality, and they just want something that's going to help them escape, and it's going to help them be outside with their dog and whatever it is, right? So you need to figure out how to solve those problems. And then in your marketing collateral, make sure you are posing that as a problem instead of you being just this big solution, right? You want to put all over your stuff saying you're experiencing this problem. And then through that process, you can say, here's your solution. We're your solution. But always be targeting the problem first.
Like you said, it's more important than ever to do that. And yet it blows my mind how many people don't do it. It drives me crazy.
Me too.
Absolutely crazy.
So
we're going really deep on this snowboarding example, but I think it's a good one. If you're a company that manufactures snowboards and sells snowboards, let's say you're making a video. The video should not be a person from your team talking about how great your snowboards are. Again, like let's flip the script. Let's think differently. Let's get someone who has been using your snowboards for the last 20 years, who has traveled the country snowboarding some of the highest peaks. Let's get them to tell their story. And maybe not even hardly mention your brand at all until maybe the very end you see the logo. But if you can tell a story that's emotional and connects with people on a deep level, that's going to be far more effective than you saying, here's the specs of our latest snowboard,
Yeah, and I don't know about you, but anytime I go onto a website and it says, at blank, we do this, or us, or we, whatever it is, when they're talking about themselves, instantly turned off, generally click off of the website.
Right. All right. Step 4, develop a strategy. A lot of people just take a shotgun approach and are just posting stuff, creating video content without much of a strategy. We suggest that people take like a 12-month approach to their content. Every September, October, November, you should be planning ahead for the coming year and thinking, what kind of content do we need? How can we get ahead of the game and start pre-production for some of this content? Do we need to create this in-house? Do we need to talk to a video production company? Create a strategy. Take all these things into account. Think through your audience. Think through your offer that you want to sell to them. Think through the channels that you're going to be posting this content on, and be intentional. All right, step number 5 is just listen to your audience. If you want engagement from them, you have to start with engagement first. You have to lead in that way in order to get it in return. And so what this looks like, especially if you're a small business just starting off with your online marketing, every message, every comment, every reply needs to be replied to by you. And I think it's really important to just to do more than just saying thanks or appreciate you watching.
Yeah.
You know, if someone comments and it's thoughtful, or even if it isn't, go to their profile, learn something about them, and then leave a more thoughtful reply to them. Be human, you know, treat it the same way you would someone walking down the street that you meet and you're having a conversation with. You know, you wouldn't be rude and just give a one-word reply in person, so don't do it online.
Yeah, that goes a long way. I mean, it's really easy to think that a lot of these companies are out to get you when you never get any human response or anything anywhere. Like everything's an auto-generated response or a chatbot or something.
Yeah.
At least for me, it goes a really long way when I get a personable email response or comment response. I mean, even YouTubers, you know, if you're doing this with your content on YouTube, like reply to those comments and actually think about what you're saying, write it out, be thoughtful, and it really goes a long way to your viewers.
Great. So that's 4 reasons your content might not be getting the results you want, and 5 tips for how to solve that and start to get better content, better results from your content, more engaging content. If all this sounds overwhelming, first of all, we keep wanting to plug the Learning Center on our website, because there's just, I think, over 100 articles now of just helpful data and ideas and tips and tricks for you guys. So definitely check that out, sleekfire.io/learning-center. We'll have that in the show notes. And also, I mean, we would love to chat with you too. If you're overwhelmed by all of this and you know you want to get better results from your video content or photo content, we would love to chat with you. So thanks for joining us again for another episode, and we'll see you in the next one. All Things Video is a podcast produced by Sleekfire. Sleekfire is a video production company based in St. John's, Michigan. For more information, visit sleekfire.io and make sure to check out our blog for a large collection of helpful resources.